Right now, Silicon Valley's AI startup ecosystem is following a fairly predictable playbook: raise massive amounts of capital, build custom large language models, deploy GPU clusters, hire entire teams of AI specialists. It certainly looks impressive, but when you examine the actual financial returns, the story is very different. According to authoritative global enterprise AI research published in 2026, more than 70% of privately deployed enterprise AI projects fail to achieve their expected return on investment. For most medium and large organizations, AI projects typically require 24 to 36 months before they break even. Put simply, for the first 2 years. Most commercial AI projects in Silicon Valley generate one thing consistently: expenses, not profits. Meanwhile, China's small and medium-sized businesses are playing an entirely different game. Whether it is a manufacturing workshop, a small e-commerce business, or a local service provider, AI is delivering returns at a remarkably fast pace. Some businesses recover their investment in as little as 2 weeks. Even the slower projects typically break even within 4 months, and the vast majority of lightweight AI deployments begin generating positive cash flow within 6 months. Based on documented manufacturing deployments released in 2026, one small business invested just over $5,000 in lightweight AI hardware upgrades. Even after fully accounting for equipment depreciation, ongoing maintenance, implementation costs, and every hidden expense incurred during deployment, the project still produced an annualized return of 400 to 600%. These figures are fully traceable, fully verifiable, and fully reproducible. Today, I'm not here to sell you a trend. I'm not here to paint an overly optimistic picture. I'm here to discuss one simple business question: why do high-end AI projects in Silicon Valley appear technologically impressive while struggling to generate a meaningful return? Whereas small factories and local businesses in China are quietly turning AI into real profits. When you're evaluating whether AI actually makes money, there is no need to obsess over flashy benchmarks or technical specifications. There is only one metric that matters: unit economics. In other words, how much does it cost? How much does it earn? And how long does it take to recover the investment? If you ignore those 3 questions, every other technical talking point is just noise. Let's begin by looking at the actual cost structure of enterprise AI in Silicon Valley. Everything that follows is based on publicly available industry data released between 2025 and 2026. For a typical mid-sized American company or a SaaS business deploying a private AI system, an upfront investment ranging from hundreds of thousands of dollars is considered normal. That initial spending typically goes toward model fine-tuning, data cleansing, and building private cloud infrastructure. And that is only the upfront investment. After deployment, the spending continues month after month: GPU, cloud computing, full-time AI engineers, model upgrades, system security, and maintenance. Every one of these becomes an ongoing operating expense with no real endpoint. In theory, enterprise AI can reduce operating costs by around 10 to 15%. But once you factor in ongoing maintenance, employee training, system integration, and compatibility testing, much of those projected savings are quickly offset by hidden costs, according to industry averages. Enterprise AI projects built around this heavy investment model require approximately 27 months to reach break-even. In other words, for more than 2 years, companies are spending money without generating any positive return. Now compare that with how China's small businesses are deploying AI. Let me share 2 real-world cases from 2026, both publicly documented and fully verifiable. The first involves a small manufacturing plant in eastern China that upgraded its production line with an AI-powered quality inspection system. The entire hardware upgrade cost just 40,000 RMB. There was no need to build a private cloud, no need to hire dedicated AI engineers, and no need to extensively modify the existing production line. The equipment was installed and put into operation almost immediately, once deployed. The system replaced the work of 2 full-time quality inspectors, saving the factory well over 1,000 RMB a year in labor costs. On paper, the investment paid for itself in just 15 days. Even after spreading equipment depreciation over 3 years and fully accounting for routine maintenance, labor required for ongoing operation, and every sunk cost incurred during implementation, the project still delivered an exceptional return. The solution itself wasn't complicated. There was no cutting-edge model development, no flashy AI research. It relied entirely on mature, lightweight, vertical AI tools to solve one very specific problem: standardized quality inspection. Every dollar invested translated directly into lower costs and higher productivity. The second case comes from a cross-border e-commerce company with a team of just 10 people. Before adopting AI, customer acquisition costs were extremely high. It cost the company around 120 RMB to generate a single qualified sales lead. Monthly revenue growth was slow. Meanwhile, labor costs continued to rise. Their AI investment was surprisingly modest. They spend only a few thousand RMB per minute on standardized AI software subscriptions. No new hardware, no additional employees, no in-house technical team. The results were immediate. Customer acquisition costs fell by nearly 70%. User growth increased by more than 6 times. Monthly revenue doubled. The entire AI deployment recovered its costs in just 2 months. After reaching break-even, there was no ongoing pressure to keep burning cash. Every month after that generated positive profit. There is one important truth that many people fail to recognize. Silicon Valley's AI is built around general-purpose foundation models. The goal is broad capability, cutting-edge technology, and applications that can serve virtually every industry. The trade-off is enormous investments, slow iteration, and a very long path to profitability. At its core, this is a long-term technology strategy. The real payoff comes from future market valuations and platform dominance. China's small businesses are doing something entirely different. Their AI isn't designed to do everything. It is built to solve one specific business problem at a time. No unnecessary features, no obsession with the latest technological breakthrough, just a relentless focus on reducing costs today, increasing revenue today, and generating cash flow today. These two approaches aren't competing on the same playing field. Neither is inherently better than the other. The Silicon Valley model is designed for large enterprises making long-term strategic investments. The Chinese small business model is designed for operators who need immediate profitability and sustainable day-to-day business performance. Many people assume that China's small businesses achieve faster AI payback simply because labor is cheaper. That is a common misconception. The real advantage lies elsewhere. It comes from China's uniquely dense industrial supply chains and its highly developed digital infrastructure. Let's start with hardware. The lightweight AI inspection equipment used in factories is compact, highly adaptable, and can be integrated into existing production lines with minimal modification. Older production lines don't need to be rebuilt. The equipment can simply be installed, put into operation, and begin delivering results. Now compare that with the experience of manufacturers in North America and Europe. Purchasing comparable industrial AI hardware is often a lengthy process. Procurement, international shipping, on-site installation, system integration. Every step takes time, every step adds cost. The entire deployment process typically takes more than 2 months. And companies often have to pay substantial fees for third-party technical services before the system becomes operational. In China's Yangtze River Delta manufacturing cluster, the situation is completely different. Hardware assembly, algorithm tuning, on-site calibration. After-sales support. Every link in the supply chain is concentrated within a relatively small geographic area. As a result, comparable AI solutions can be deployed at remarkable speed, according to 2026 industry observations. Similar industrial AI solutions can be delivered roughly 3 times faster than those in Southeast Asia and nearly 5 times faster than comparable deployments in North America. This isn't simply a low-cost advantage. It is the result of decades of accumulated industrial capabilities, manufacturing expertise, and supply chain density. Those are structural advantages that overseas markets cannot easily replicate. The second advantage is the exceptionally low cost of digital infrastructure. When American companies deploy AI, they often rely on expensive private computing resources, customized models, and highly specialized compliance systems. Every new feature, every software upgrade, every system update creates additional marginal cost. The more the system evolves, the more expensive it becomes to maintain. China's small businesses follow a very different path. Instead of building everything from scratch, they leverage the mature ecosystems already provided by leading cloud platforms. Pre-trained industry models, ready to idols, use vertical AI tools, complete deployment solutions. In many cases, businesses can put these systems into operation for just a few $100s, while monthly maintenance costs remain almost negligible. Compared with enterprise deployments in Western markets where initial implementation alone often costs tens of thousands of dollars. The difference is striking. There is another distinction that is even more important. The difference in business model. Most AI companies in Silicon Valley sell technology licenses. They provide customers with model frameworks, cloud infrastructure, and access to their technology. But adapting that technology to a real business, customizing workflows, testing different use cases, optimizing performance, managing implementation, those costs and those risks are almost entirely borne by the customer. AI service providers serving China's small businesses typically operate under a different model. They sell results. If they're helping a factory improve quality inspection, the benchmark is higher inspection accuracy. If they're helping an e-commerce business acquire customers, the benchmark is lower acquisition costs and more qualified leads. Small businesses aren't paying for cutting-edge technology. They're paying for measurable business outcomes. As a result, the risk associated with implementation is significantly reduced. The latest industry research published in 2026 paints a very clear picture. AI projects built around hype, cutting-edge technology and concepts, while neglecting real-world implementation, generate an average return of less than 10%. In many cases, they lose money while generating publicity. By contrast, AI solutions designed specifically for real business operations and focused on practical deployment deliver an average return of more than 200%. The difference between the two is impossible to miss. Let's put the hype aside. Forget the narratives. Forget the capital markets. Let's focus on how these businesses actually operate. The Silicon Valley AI model follows a straightforward cycle. Invest heavily in technical infrastructure, continue training and improving models, raise new funding by telling a compelling technology story. Then use that funding to expand further and keep investing in technology. This model is built for the capital markets. Its purpose is to support higher valuations and establish leadership in an emerging industry. It was never designed around the day-to-day realities of running an operating business or generating immediate cash flow. According to authoritative global statistics on AI startups released in early 2026, nearly 90% of Silicon Valley AI startups still fail to generate positive operating cash flow. Even after successfully raising Series B funding, most continue relying on outside financing simply to sustain operations. These companies are intentionally accepting strategic losses today in the hope of dominating the market tomorrow. Now compare that with the AI strategy adopted by China's small businesses. The philosophy couldn't be more straightforward. Start with a small investment. Keep the risk low. Recover the cost quickly, generate stable profits. Only then make incremental improvements. No reckless spending. No chasing every new trend. No investing in technology that doesn't directly improve the business. Let's look at another documented case from 2026. A small garment factory in Guangzhou deployed an AI-powered order intake and production scheduling system to replace traditional manual order management. After implementation, marketing and customer service labor costs fell by 32%. Order processing accuracy improved significantly. Overall operating margins increased by 1 percentage points. The company didn't purchase expensive new equipment. It didn't train a proprietary large language model, and it didn't hire a team of AI engineers. It simply integrated mature vertical AI tools into its existing production and sales workflow. The implementation required almost no modification, almost no trial and error, and it began delivering results almost immediately. Now compare that with many enterprise AI deployments in Western markets. More than 70% of the implementation budget is often spent on foundational work such as adapting general-purpose models, cleaning raw data, integrating systems, and resolving compatibility issues. The technology may be sophisticated, but none of those activities generates direct business revenue. They're simply the cost of getting the system ready. China's small business AI deployments follow a different economic logic. Every dollar invested is tied directly to either increasing revenue or reducing costs. There are no unnecessary technology premiums, no wasted engineering effort, no valuation-driven bubble. Every investment serves one purpose: improving the performance of a real operating business. That fundamental difference has very little to do with which side has the more advanced technology. It is about business models, cost structures, risk allocation, and operating philosophy. After reviewing more than 100 documented AI deployment cases across China and the United States between 2025 and 2026, I've come away with 3 practical lessons for small and medium-sized businesses, lessons that can help companies avoid the industry's hype and focus on AI deployments that actually generate profit. The first lesson is this: small businesses should never blindly follow the trend of building general-purpose large language models. Large models are designed for major corporations to build valuation, establish strategic positioning, and create long-term technological barriers. They are not designed to help small businesses make money. Instead, Prioritize vertical AI tools built for specific business scenarios. Only invest in solutions where you can clearly calculate the cost, accurately estimate the payback period, and see measurable financial returns. The second lesson is this: when evaluating whether an AI solution is worth adopting, focus on one thing only: how quickly will it pay for itself? Don't get distracted by model parameters, computing power, or benchmark scores. For a small business, if an AI deployment cannot realistically break even within 6 months, it should be viewed as an ineffective R&D investment, not as a tool for generating profit. The third lesson is perhaps the most important. The future competitive advantage of commercial AI will never be determined by who has the largest model or the most advanced technology. It will be determined by who can integrate AI into an existing supply chain at the lowest implementation cost, deploy it in the shortest amount of time, and turn it into revenue as quickly as possible. Whoever can do that will ultimately come out ahead. Finally, let me reiterate one point. Everything discussed in this video is based on publicly available industry reports, verifiable implementation data, and publicly disclosed financial information released between 2025 and 2026. This video represents nothing more than my own observations and analysis of industry trends. It should not be interpreted as investment advice, business consulting, tax guidance, legal advice, or any other form of professional recommendation. You're welcome to share your own AI experience in the comments. How much does AI cost your business? How long did it take to recover the investment? Feel free to anonymize any sensitive information. You don't need to reveal any trade secrets. I'll pin outstanding real-world case studies so we can continue learning from practical experience, avoid costly mistakes, and refine strategies that actually work. Subscribe to the channel. In the next episode, we'll take a deeper look at one question: why has China's results-driven industrial AI service model become so dominant in the global small business AI market, and how can ordinary entrepreneurs and small business owners use that trend to build sustainable profits?